Tesla reporting first quarter earnings moments ago. The company facing mounting pressure from China and saying, quote, "We will revisit our 2025 guidance in our Q2 update." For more, we're bringing in Michael Dunne, Chief Executive Officer of Dunne Insights, with a particular expertise in China EV development vis-a-vis what we're hearing from Tesla on that front. Tesla's milestone in China, because its deliveries were not great there. They weren't great anywhere, but they weren't great in China. Its milestone was that getting that approval for supervised FSD in China. Michael, how big a milestone is that, and how does it sort of compete? How's the competitive landscape there?
On two fronts. One, Tesla's being totally surrounded by very impressive Chinese automakers, your Xiaomi's, your Huawei's, your XPengs and Neos, BYD. So within the domestic Chinese market, they're facing competition like never before. Then secondly, Elon's big pivot is, hey, we're not just an EV company, we're going all in on FSD. And he has won licenses and permits to do testing on a limited basis. What will be crucial in the coming weeks is to see whether or not he gets approval to roll that out nationally in China, which would be a huge win. Now, this all happens within the context of the United States and China going head to head on this tariff war. So the timing is not ideal for Tesla to win that kind of approval from Beijing.
So that begs the question, do you think Beijing will sort of use that as a lever in this back and forth?
Absolutely. If China knows nothing else, it knows leverage. Today, China totally dominates the business of electric vehicles, batteries, and battery supply chains. And Tesla and the United States are at risk of really being blindsided by the extent to which China controls those key inputs, including earlier this week, rare earths and magnets are being constrained, their exports to the United States being constrained. That would really potentially bring not only America's auto industry, but also our defense industry to a standstill. So China understands its leverage, and it's going to deploy that leverage as it sees fit.
Michael, I've also been curious about consumer car buying sentiment towards Tesla in China, and whether the Chinese government has sort of tried to influence that as well.
No question about it. There's a very strong trend toward nationalism in favor of Chinese brands. Now, I lived and worked in China since the 1990s. For most of the past 25 years, Chinese consumers absolutely preferred foreign brands. That began to change 3 years ago. And now foreign automakers in China are seeing their shares collapse, and Chinese automakers are taking off. And Tesla's the only one so far that's been able to hold its ground, but the momentum is clearly in favor of Chinese brands. That's who the Chinese consumers like, and the government is very happy to see that trend.
And so, Michael, just to sort of zoom out a little bit, I mean, how important is the Chinese market for Tesla going forward, and how big of a problem is it if it doesn't see a sort of a full recovery there?
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. China is central to Tesla's success globally. Half of all Teslas produced in a given year are made in China. China accounts for a third of Tesla's global sales. You take China away and Tesla transformed into a much smaller, less successful company. So to be sure, Elon wants to continue to succeed and win in China. He'll have to manage that relationship very carefully in the coming weeks.